and sort of navigating it. I got to be honest with you. I was curious to see if the website was going to be able to accommodate the traffic that I was anticipating. And, whenever you do anything, you want to have certain goals in mind. And I'm here to tell you that even with the first show, it far exceeded my goals. And so now I got a message saying that I've eaten up the bandwidth. And again, I'm sharing this with you because I'm happy about it. I've eaten up the bandwidth on my website. And again, that's a vanity site. If you like that particular layout and you're like, man, I want to do it like Nate did, or you're interested in, just hit me up and I'll find you. And I'll send you a text message. And my text message is on my speaker page. I'm sorry, my email is on my speaker page. But my email, I put it out again, nathansflow@gmail.com. nathansflow@gmail.com. So it's possessive. Nathan S. Flow, nathansflow@gmail.com. So I've exceeded my bandwidth, or nearly exceeded my bandwidth, which means that for what that site was set up to do, that the traffic, people going to my site, clicking on, listening live. And again, with the internet now, I can even see the difference between people who are listening live to the show, like to the exact number. And so to compare that with the people who get it on demand later. And again, that's just the nature of the internet these days. There's no difference when I was at my old job. It's no difference. The only difference is that a lot of people used to listen to the rebroadcast. Well, what's spectacular about podcasting these days is you can listen at your leisure. And what's better than that? What's better than that? I am working on a downloadable app. At this point, the app will be free. Some people are asking and urging me to charge for the app, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to put anything in between your ability to hear the show and to hear what I have planned for you. But in the space in which I'm existing now, and that's online, having a downloadable app, I think, is absolutely key. And as I've been telling you, I have some folks who are working on it. But again, heads up, if you've been going to the website, nathanivey.com, I appreciate you. Just like with my old job, right? When I was doing the morning show, I used to say it all the time. I'll say it again. If this show is successful, it will be because of you. I'm going to do my part. It doesn't matter where it is. Grab me a mic, and I've got the necessary tools, and I can do what I do anywhere. Okay, but if this is going to be successful, it will be successful because of you, and I appreciate you. So if you have friends who enjoyed what I used to do, and again, I'm not here to tell you that I'm trying to recreate what I used to do. That was then. Your boy Nate Ivey, I don't like to go backwards. I'm not trying to recreate what I did at The Buzz. That was then. This is something completely new. This is uncharted waters. I do have ideas, and I do have a certain goal and where I would like to take this. But what I have learned is that in this space, when you're negotiating with folks that get into what you do, an audience, if you want to put it that way, then it becomes very organic. So I'm as interested in where you're going to take me as I hope you are in where I'm going to take you. But the first step is this weekend, you can look for the site to be down. It needs to be, I need to step it up, quite honestly. I ain't afraid to tell you that. I've cried on the radio. I've threw up on the radio, been sick on the radio. I keep it real with you, okay? I want to step that game up because I want to compete in these spaces on a serious level. I'm just being real with you. You know what I'm saying? If you like that kind of off-the-cuff manner from somebody, then that's what you got. It'll be no difference. And hopefully you will appreciate that. So I'm not going anywhere. That's why I'm trying to tell you. Some folks might be like, oh, his website's down. These are haters. Oh, his website's down. He must get no. Nate Ivey believes that when it's time to compete, then you got to step your game up. And I think my website needs to be recalibrated and refined a bit. And I think you're gonna like it. I really do. Tell me what you think, because I want you to be a part of this process. Speaking of being a part of the process, I'm here to tell you that well over 200 people have entered my phone club. Again, in any endeavor, you want to have a mailing list. You want to be able to connect with people who are into what you do and let them know what's going on. And so I gave you the number to my phone. As I've said before, I don't just have a regular phone. Everybody has a smartphone. But my phone is a super phone. So if you call me for the first time, my phone is going to recognize whether we have spoken before, whether you've called my line. And if you have not, then it's going to prompt me to prompt you to give me just a little bit more information. And the purposes are just so when things are happening at the site, maybe I've got a new idea that I don't want to test to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I want to test the people I know are really down for me. And so if you have joined my text messaging club, I appreciate you. I'll give the message or the number out several times throughout this hour so, we can communicate on a different level. So as ideas, I might be trying out numerous things. I want to run into some people who, know me, you know what I'm saying, honestly, support me. And understand, that this is talk radio to some degree, and understand kind of, where I'm coming from, just to get your ideas about, what I'm trying to do. That is very, very important in any step you make. So I appreciate you, most definitely. This morning, I want to talk about numerous things, and none of them really have to do with politics. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to talk about politics every single day. I have no intentions on doing that whatsoever. I start boring myself talking about the same old stuff. However, I would be remiss in my duties if I didn't at least open some kind of space if anybody would have any comments about that BS, that bullshiggity that they call a debate last night. Now, how the hell are you going to have any kind of credible debate when you don't have even all of the candidates? What about the third-party candidates, the independent candidates? And then secondly, and again, I watch most of it, folks. And again, I waste my time and brain cells so you don't have to do the same thing. You don't have to do that. You got me here. And I was bored to death. I know I'm supposed to care, but I'm like, is Donald Trump going to make a cameo? Liven it up? I mean, God, I know it's important. It really is. But let me give you a few sharp flows about it. And these are more observations about the process than anything else. The American electoral process is corrupt and is bigoted from the beginning. And it starts with these primaries that are coming from states and areas of the country that are lily white, and they don't really reflect the diversity of opinion and experiences of the rest of the country and where we're headed. That's number one. Number two, I don't know about you folks, but I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, and these heroin dealers are taking over. It's cold right now. Pardon me. It's a little cold right now. But if you live in Cincinnati, you know that when the weather turns, what's going to happen? Dope boy time. Dope boy, all on your street, all on the block. When you're trying to go to your family's house, blocking the damn street. I know that John Kasich, he's the governor of Ohio. If you happen to be listening outside of the 513 area, oh, by the way, who knew? Apparently, I got some listeners in Philadelphia. I had no idea. If you're listening in Philadelphia, thanks for rolling with your boy, Nate Ivey. I appreciate you. Who knew? But, so how do you have, and let me back this up. I live in Cincinnati. How do you have two candidates for the Democrat nomination, and they spend, it seems like, more time talking about Syria and foreign affairs and ISIS than they do the domestic terrorism, than they do the fact that while the national unemployment rate has gone up, what about the unemployment rate for people of color, primarily African Americans? That's great. You got a perspective on Syria. Okay, but what about, you got a perspective on what should have happened in Iraq. That's great. But I want to know what you're going to do about Chirac, man. That's what matters. To hell with Iraq. We did that. What are you going to do for Chirac? Okay, what are you going to do for Avondale? What are you going to do for parts of where I live that really matter? They spit on and on about Syria and ISIL, and they all just have your ticker tape, flows, and it's all pre-rehearsed and scripted. And yeah, they had a couple tense moments, but for the most part, Bernie Sanders is a pussycat. He is. He's a pussycat. He is. And, he's up there, and Hillary's like pushing him around, pushing the old dude around. But, it is what it is, folks. I want to get your thoughts about it. You can send me a text message real quick, and I'll read them as they come in. Daniel writes, what's up, Nate? Glad to hear you again. I used to listen to you all the time on the Wiz and the Buzz, and I appreciate you, Daniel. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, brother. Mike Will says he's checking in from Cincinnati. Listen every morning, Big Nate. Love the show. Thank you, Mike. Brent says something about syndication. Hey, listen, I'm humbled that people feel that way, and I'm open to whatever the universe has to give me. But this is the first step. See, sometimes in life, you just got to plant your own flag and do what you got to do. I'm happy to say that I'm going to be out in the community and, talking with some folks. I'll let you know when and where. So if you happen to be out, or perhaps we're talking about something that you're into, boom, stop by and say what's up. I'm always recording, just so you know. Always recording for the site, always. So that's my take on politics, and that's about as far as I'm really willing to take it this morning. I would much rather talk about what's going on in terms of this Valentine's Day. That's what matters. Are you ready for love? Hold on, let me get some more love and happiness in here. Here we go, Al Green. Hit me with that, Al. Oh, yeah, it's time to go deep into those pockets and show how much you love the one that you love.
Love and happiness. Wait a minute, something's going wrong. Someone's on the phone.
So I'm prepping for the show yesterday, and I played a little Al Green, right? My son, who knew? He's a dancer. He loves to dance. You play any tune, this boy is dancing, rocking, one hand up. Now, where he learned this, we don't know. We don't know. So I found out yesterday that Junior loves Al Green. So I'm on my iPad. I'm just hitting little different things, blah, 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 blah. And fire off some Al Green. And I look over to my son, and he's got that rhythm. I'm like, that's my boy. But that's what I would like to discuss. This is wild out here. It is wild. So wild. Are you expecting some Valentine's Day candy? Are you expecting a Valentine's Day card? I don't even know how do people date in 21st century? I have no idea. I've been married for 15 years. I've not been in a dating game. I don't know what it's like. How do you date somebody when y'all go out and y'all both looking at y'all phones? Are you like texting each other from across the table? That's what people do these days. That's what people do these days. So how do you, is it all about Facebook hookups, DMs? How many DMs did you get this week? That's what people do these days. It used to be like when people would hook up online, you would look at them like, damn, they desperate. Why is she looking for somebody online? Why is he looking for somebody? Oh, they're a freak. Now, it's commonplace. It's no big deal. I mean, people spend so much time in the cyberspace that it's not a big deal these days. And, and is it alarming? Should we really be alarmed by this? No one really asks that question. Like, for instance, let's talk about the black community. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and there's a lot of information out there that people have missed, okay? And part of it is that my question is just because the divorce rates and the rates in terms of folks not getting married we are experiencing in the black community, what the hell does that come from? Is it the welfare system? Is it the music? Don't say it's hip-hop. I'm so sick of that. People blame hip-hop for everything, an usual scapegoat. But what's the problem with that? Is it the men these days? Is it women these days? I'm going to tell you what it is. It's parents. It's parents. Okay, it's real simple, folks. It's real simple. I don't know when people are going to get this. As an adult person, you're really an adult child in a lot of cases. You're a product of the way that you were raised. You're a product of the way that you were raised. That's what it comes down to. And, it's some parents, man, that to some degree have just kind of messed it up for their kids no matter what because of what their kids saw. That's a part of it. The second part of it is, I don't know if it's the Similac. Is it the lead in the water? But I don't know. I think it's the lack of fathers in the household. And so you got a lot of dudes that grow up, right? They're men, but emotionally they're like little kids. Because that's where they are in terms of the development of their relationship with their father. Same thing with women. Tell me I'm wrong. What do you think about it? Why are so many people, like I hear this in Cincinnati all the time. I hear, well, there aren't any good men. There aren't any good women. And I think, I know a lot of good men. I know a lot of good women. What's preventing them from hooking up, from dating, relating, connecting? in the 21st century? I don't know. Maybe you got a handle on it. If so, send me a text message and tell me what you think. Somebody's saying something about boycotting the holidays. I'm here to tell you, and I'm kind of bragging a little bit, I chose a good one.